Your boss won't listen to you. Your spouse doesn't listen to you. Your kids barely know you're alive. But here at The Fan, we love and appreciate you.
Just when we learn to appreciate what a huge wussy you are.
This is the show for the people, by the people. It's The Fan Call-In Show.
Presented by the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Here are the leaders of the Lunatic Fringe, Scotty Vegas and Ryan Baker.
If you didn't get enough of Scotty and I for the past 2 hours on The Money,
let's do more.
That's okay, because we got another hour here. It is the Fan Call-In Show, but you don't have to hear much from us because this is your show. 614-821-9710. Call in, talk about whatever you want going on in the sports world. We got Blue Jackets, the Four Nations, the Crew. They had their season opener last night. The Buckeye basketball game was bad the other night. Big game tonight. Whatever you want to talk about, 614-821-9710. You can also get us in the YouTube chat if you have a great comment. You can hit us on the socials as well. Scotty Vegas 971, Shake and Baker 971, and of course the Fan Twitter as well, 971 the Fan. And Scotty, you have stuff to give away to some of our favorite callers today.
I do. I have a $50 Visa gift card. That's going to be one of the prizes. And then we also have, of course, gift cards to our favorite place in the world. It's the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. We have dining credits to hand out. So give us a call, 614-821-9710, and you can hang out with us at the casino and enjoy March Madness. Because, Ryan, I'm going to be at that casino the entire first weekend of the tournament, and I can't wait for it.
We also have something special for you in the final segment of the show. Our friend Jeff Tito Thidoff, he's hosting Fan Sports Sunday today after us, and he has a pretty cool guest, Mike Eruzione, coming on today.
Yes.
With him and Tyvis right around noon today, so that will be very cool. So Tito's going to come in here, so if you want to call in and yell at Tito, you can do that as well. 614-821-9710. Let's head out to the phone lines. Randy, you are our first caller today on the Fan Call-In Show. Don't forget, give us a school you're representing. We'll play a fun little sounder for you, and then you can go ahead with what you want to talk about. Randy, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, shout out to Briggs High School from the west side.
I live in a van down by the river.
Go ahead, Randy.
Hey, guys, big Browns fan here, suffering like all of us. Just looking for your opinion on what they should do with Myles Garrett, and then what do we do to turn around the draft and, maybe trade Myles and get some extra draft picks, and then what do we do with that number 2 pick?
Randy, it's I feel your pain as a Browns fan, long-suffering Browns fans. We are. I don't see a quick fix on this team right now where you can go from the number 2 pick in the draft to the playoffs like the last 2 teams that have gone with the number 2 pick, have gotten their quarterback, and they've moved forward. If you're the Browns and you think Shedeur or you think Cam, whoever at that number 2 pick, is the quarterback of the future, I think you have to take them. Now, I do not think I think an unhappy Myles Garrett you don't want on your team, right? If he wants out, I think you go ahead and get rid of him for as much as you can, and you try to maximize that value. Now, I don't know if I trust this ownership group and this front office to make the right picks with what you get for Myles Garrett, but I just don't see you being a playoff team this next year. So I think you've got to get rid of him. If you thought you could be a playoff team, maybe you keep him. But I just don't think it's worth having a unhappy Myles here on a bad team.
Yeah, Randy, really appreciate the call. I'm kind of on the side of Ryan as well. To me, I'm in full rebuild mode with the Browns. And in my opinion, I think that means if you can get a couple first-round picks, you go and you do it. I think at this point, you are 3-4 years away, and so it's time to rebuild. I would get picks, and as far as that number 2 pick, again, if you don't fall in love with a quarterback, move down. That's my opinion.
I think so. And I do think the Browns do have a lot of picks in this draft, whether they trade Myles or not. I think you draft 2 quarterbacks in this draft, whether it's at number 2 or not. And I think you take 2 every year until you hit on one.
And I'm glad you brought up about the success we've seen from, a team going from the number 2 pick like Washington
2 years in
did.
a row.
Yeah, specifically Washington. I mean, getting all the way to the NFC Championship game. You can have quick fixes. I don't see a quick fix for the Browns.
No, I don't either. Joe, you're up next. You've been waiting the longest. Good morning and welcome to the Fan Call-In Show, Joe.
Morning, guys. Big question for you for the Reds. I'm a big De La Cruz fan. If we hit it this year and we actually make the playoffs, what are their chances of signing him? Thank you.
Joe, appreciate the call. Unfortunately, Joe, I don't think there's any way Ellie De La Cruz is signing long-term with the Cincinnati Reds because Ellie De La Cruz is going to possibly reset the market on baseball contracts. And I know that's crazy with what we've had with Shohei and with Juan Soto, but the ability is there with Ellie De La Cruz. I think the Reds just have to try to ride this wave as long as they can with Ellie and try to put as good a team around him as they can for the next couple years, because I don't see the Reds signing Ellie to a $700-800 million contract, even a $500 million contract. And I think that's coming. Unfortunately, I think Ellie De La Cruz is bound for L.A. or New York or some other team that's, and I hate to say that, it hurts my heart.
Yeah, you're bringing down the mood on the call-in show here, Ryan. This is segment 1. You can't be poo-pooing things already. Let's go back out to the phone lines. Let's talk to our friend Nate. Nate, welcome to the Fan Call-In Show.
Guys, I'm representing Franklin University.
Whoa, Nelly!
Oh, you got a little Keith Jackson there. Go ahead, Nate.
Well, I called in a few weeks ago. We were talking about how we would like to see Ohio State, when they're playing at Michigan, when they will typically wear those white uniforms. We were saying how we would like to see them, break out those scarlet uniforms, kind of like UCLA and USC do it. And, then I turned on the Michigan game there last weekend, and they've got those red uniforms on going against, the maize uniforms on. So, I feel like maybe we inspired a little bit there. Unfortunately, we didn't end up on the winning end of that game. But, I thought, hey, maybe if we kind of keep talking about it throughout the year, maybe in November, once we go to Ann Arbor, maybe they'll wear those scarlet uniforms.
I love that, Nate, and I'm all in with you because both Ryan and I believe that would be an awesome thing. We talk about tradition, okay? Things are changing so significantly in college sports. Why can't we do the scarlet jerseys and color on color in the Ohio State-Michigan game? I'm with you on that, Nate. Now, it has happened quite a bit in basketball. I know the Ohio State-Pitt game earlier in the year, they did color on color uniforms for that game, and it's happened decent amount in basketball. We just haven't seen it in football. I did want to say real quick while we're on the topic of OSU basketball in that Michigan game, the atmosphere for that Ohio State-Michigan game was great. Right? It was finally what we wanted to see out of the shot. The thing is, gosh, the momentum, unfortunately, not getting that win really, really hurt because Ohio State had the opportunity there, right? Had about a 6 to 8 footer to send that thing into overtime. And maybe that's a classic game in the Ohio State-Michigan basketball rivalry. Didn't do it. Lost the momentum. Then you have a home game Thursday night against Northwestern, and the building was absolutely dead. It was a dead building, and the team played awful as well. So it was a combination. So you lost a lot of the momentum that you had going into that Michigan game, Ryan. You sure did. And it's one of those things we've talked about. When the team is right and the Buckeyes are playing well and it's a big-time matchup, the shot can be a great place. It can get wild, it can get loud, and they showed up for that Michigan game. We knew they would. Sunday game, 1 o'clock, CBS against your rival. I love the colors, and I like that we're seeing that more and more in college basketball. When we can get that on the field with an OSU-Michigan game,
I will absolutely love it. It'll be great.
I do have to mention one YouTube comment that we have already from our guy, Awesome IGR. He says, yeah, jerseys will finally help us beat Michigan.
Hey, whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes. 614-821-9710. That is the number to call in. It is the Fan Call-In Show, your show. We've got some dining credits to the ESPN Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino to give away. We also have a $50 Visa gift card on the line for some of our favorite callers. Let's head back out to the phone lines. Let's go out to Frank. Frank, good morning. You're on the Fan Call-In Show.
Good morning, guys. I want to shout out to the Haven, me and Tito's old stomping grounds that's no longer open. But anyway, I wanted to shout out to Scotty Vegas.
Sorry about that, Frank. Go ahead.
I also wanted to shout out to Scotty for hitting that national championship Buckeye game because I bet on it as well. But anyway, I think Texas is a team to watch out for this year.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Frank. And here's the deal. Like, Texas is right up there in the betting odds with Ohio State. And the fact that they have Arch Manning coming back, that's a big deal. Now, the thing is, I'm looking at the odds for next year Ohio State-Texas game already. Believe it or not, yes, you can already bet on that game. Game 1, and Ohio State is a 3.5-point favorite in the look-ahead lines, Frank, for that game. Kind of an interesting number, but you're absolutely right. Texas is one of the top probably 2 or 3 teams as far as the odds to win it all for next year.
And listen, yeah, there's a reason they were number 2 on the ESPN Bet Sportsbook this morning. They are number 2 behind Ohio State. Ohio State is plus 450. Texas is plus 500 right behind them. Scotty, I was shocked. I don't know what you think, and I know it's a home game. I was shocked that Ohio State was 3.5-point favorites in the early line on that.
Not shocked at all. Again, the fact that that's a home game. Texas is replacing a ton of guys as well, right? So both teams are going to be replacing. I get that Arch Manning played a decent amount this year. Still wasn't the starting quarterback throughout the season. So, yeah, I think, and again, think about the buzz that we're going to have in Columbus. First game after winning a national championship, playing a team that you played in the semifinals to get to the championship game. And, that's going to be a tall task for Texas to come in here and win that game.
It really is, but man, that's going to be such a great game. I know I'm focused right now on the next game in the shoe. That's the Stadium Series with the Jackets and the Red Wings. But after that, the next game we will see in the shoe, Ohio State and Texas. That's pretty daggone cool. 614-821-9710. That is the number to call in. Whatever you want to talk about in the sports world, it is your show. More of your calls coming up next. It's the Fan Call-In Show on The Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
Welcome to the plus side, where a AAA Plus membership means that an empty gas tank won't keep you from a full day, and where a dead battery can't stop you from being the life of the party. Because on the plus side, roadside mishaps don't have to ruin your day. With AAA Plus, tire changes, battery swaps, and emergency fuel are just a tap away. AAA gets to you faster, and if you need a tow, we'll take you further. Become a member today and experience peace of mind on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is a dream come true for a sports fan. 2 massive TV walls with over 50 feet of screen will blow you away. Watch and place wagers on hoops, hockey, golf, baseball, the draft, UFC, and more this spring. The food's outstanding, and every seat is the best seat in the house. Over 30 kiosks means no wait on getting your wager in at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
It's time for the biggest series of the year. Ohio State men's ice hockey takes on that team up north in the last home series of the regular season on Thursday, February 27th and Friday, February 28th. Get your tickets to this huge rivalry matchup at OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
Winter's here, and as the snow begins to pile up outside, you might find yourself dreaming of warmer days, sunshine, barbecues, fishing, maybe even thinking about those home projects you've been putting off for forever. Why wait for spring to start planning? Now's the perfect time to get ahead. With so many roofing, gutter, and siding companies out there, it can feel overwhelming to know where to begin. With over 30 years of experience and a focus on every detail, Newman Roofing makes it simple. As a family-owned business, they're dedicated to delivering an outstanding customer experience from your first phone call all the way through to the final touches on your home. When it comes to roofing, gutters, and siding, trust the name that's been a local favorite for decades, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Hi, here are some ways to listen to The Fan. You can download the Fan app, or listen at home on your smart speaker, or open up the iHeartRadio app, or hold your head out the window and hear Common Man scream. Happy listening from the Dopes at The Fan.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron, I've been thinking.
About what?
About how you invented a way to fix ACs for free.
Get Eco.
ECO.
When customers buy a new HVAC system, we give back all the money they paid us to repair their old system.
Yeah, I know. Up to $1,500.
Get Eco.
ECO.
We're basically extending the life of their old system for free.
That's right. Those extra years are free. On me.
Don't you think it would be better if we said those extra years are a plus on us?
Sure. We can say that if you want.
I think it would be better.
Get Eco.
ECO.
We don't want people to forget that you have a silent partner.
Remind me, how did we become partners?
Aaron, we became partners when you let me move into your spare office and I began giving you free advice instead of paying rent.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Oh yeah, now I remember. Best deal I ever made.
I feel that way too.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from classic 3-cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big with the $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
Let me introduce y'all to my canes. We got chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy, Texas toast crunchy, and they cane sauce creamy rich. One love.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Time now to get a look at your weather for today. Lots of sunshine. It'll feel like a heat wave. Today's high around 40. Tonight we drop on down to 28. Monday, partly cloudy with a high of 49. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. The Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The show that allows you, the sports fan, to be the star.
We have a big day of OSU hoops today on The Fan and over on ESPN Columbus. Of course, we've talked a lot this morning about Ohio State out west taking on UCLA today. Coverage gets underway here on The Fan at 2:45 with Timmy Hall and The Fan warm-up show. Tip is at 3:45 in that one. But coming up later this hour over on ESPN Columbus, that's AM 1460 and 97.1 The Fan HD2, you've got Senior Day today for the OSU women's hoops team as they take on Purdue. They look to bounce back from a tough loss in their last game as well. Matt Andrews has the call beginning at 11:45 with the pregame and then tip at 12. So a lot of OSU hoops coming up today here on The Fan.
We need a couple bounce backs, right? After watching that Northwestern game, the Ohio State men's team also needs a big bounce back. As you mentioned, they are a 6.5-point underdog on the road at UCLA in a game that now, for that tournament resume, you need to win it.
Don't forget, we have some ESPN dining credits to the ESPN Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino to give away still to some of our favorite callers, and a $50 Visa gift card at 614-821-9710. We need bounce backs in basketball, and we need to talk to Trent now. Good morning, Trent. You're on the Fan Call-In Show.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
We're doing good. What school are you representing today, Trent?
I am representing The Ohio State University.
We're in L.A. That's where they are today. They're in L.A. Go ahead, Trent.
I just wanted to give a little shout-out to a sport that doesn't get talked about all that much. The Ohio State wrestling team this year, we beat that team up north. It was a great win for us. We got the Big Ten tournament coming up, and we also have the national tournament coming up as well. We got our returning national champ, Jesse Mendez, to represent us. A couple more All-Americans. Just wanted to wish the boys good luck. Thanks for having me, guys.
That is an awesome call, Trent. And a lot of times with Ohio State, we get caught up in football and basketball, and rightfully so. But there's a lot of national championship quality teams at Ohio State all the time. Jesse Mendez, what a great story last year for that Ohio State wrestling team. And, yeah, I mean, they're always right there in the thick of things with the Big Ten. Good luck to them coming up in all their tournaments.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that you brought up wrestling. And, look, as you mentioned, other Buckeye sports doing so many good things. OSU women's tennis, I've been following that a little bit. They've been doing really well. So, yes, let's give some love to the other Buckeye sports as well. Good call.
Let's head back out to the phone lines. Our man Smith Coltrane joins us next. Good morning.
What's going on, fellas?
We're doing good, Smith. You got a school you're representing today.
Man, I'm representing the Beechcroft High School.
Nice.
Tell me likey. Tell me what wingy.
And I'll say this: we were 2-2 in my 4 years against Brookhaven.
There you go, and that's all that was the rivalry back then.
That was the rivalry, man. Little Buckeye basketball talk, man. I called in last week and talked to you guys, and I was up. My spirits was up. It was my birthday. We were playing our rivals, Michigan, and we looked good for pretty much the whole game. We had a good look. Bruce Thornton came down and missed that shot. I don't think he realized how much he was open. Junie Mobley fell. And I just think going into that next game against Northwestern, we just played flat. And it felt like we lost our confidence. And I just feel like now, I talked about we needed to get 20 wins. We're not going to get 20 wins at the end of the season. We're going to have to get that 20 in the Big Ten tournament. And I just don't know if we can make the tournament this year. Columbus just seems better when the Buckeyes are in March Madness. One glaring thing that I see, and I'm going to let you guys go, two glaring things that I see. We need rebounding. After this season, Jake Diebler needs to go out and get a power forward, get a small forward that wants to go and rebound. It doesn't matter if he's a 4 or 5 star. We just need
Oh, no.
Team real fast. What you say? Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. You cut out there for a second, though. But I love your call about the rebounding. You're absolutely right. And you know what was a huge loss, Smith, was the fact that Ohio State unfortunately lost Felix Okpara in the offseason because he was a rim protector and a rebounder. That was a big loss. They haven't been able to replace him. But, yeah, keep going. Go ahead.
They put him back up.
Felix Okpara. I love Aaron Bradshaw, but he just hasn't had the season. So if all of those guys are coming back, I think we need to go out and get a rim protector and a rebounder. We don't need to recruit any more guards. We got Chapman coming back. We're losing Glover and Parrish, but we need rebounders. And I'm gonna let you go with this one. Good shout out to the Lady Buckeyes. Good luck to them today. I don't know what their problem is. It seems like they're right on the cusp. I don't know if it's like ladies basketball, you need like 5 or 6 McDonald's All-Americans. We have them with Cody McMahon in Cambridge. But I think we just need a little bit more. I'll let you guys go and talk about that, man. Have a good one.
Smith, that's a great call, and because of that, we're going to go ahead and give you that $50 Visa gift card. So, Cam, make sure you get his info, and we'll get that gift card out to you. I was looking at some stats for OSU basketball today, and then I'll let you go on this because I know this is your pride and joy here, the Buckeye basketball team. Aaron Bradshaw, 7'1", 2.8 rebounds a game this year. That is
atrocious.
Completely unacceptable. If you would have told me that Devin Royal was going to lead this team in rebounding this year at 7 rebounds a game, one, I would have been like, that's awesome for Devin because I didn't see that from him. I knew he could put the ball in the basket. But with Bradshaw and Stewart both, and Stewart's been better on the glass the last couple of games, that's bad.
You're right. Stewart has been better on the glass, getting the rebounds. But if you were to look back at a lot of these Buckeye close losses, all right, the losses against Oregon at home, that was a 2-point loss, the 2-point loss at Wisconsin, and the game at Illinois, they just could not find a way to get rebounds. They gave up way too many offensive rebounds to these teams. And the Michigan game was the same way. And it was like, and I know the announcers in that game were talking about, gosh, it just seems like the ball is finding their way to Michigan players off the glass, weird bounces and stuff, but it was always going to Michigan. And it's like, because Ohio State is a terrible rebounding team, and it has been a absolute disaster this year. And look, we talked about this when Felix Okpara left and Bradshaw came in. We were a little disappointed because Okpara had shown, okay, he can protect the rim, he can get some rebounds, and he's a good pick and roll type player where Thornton could throw up alley-oops to him. Not a great offensive player, but a decent offensive player. Unfortunately, Bradshaw doesn't offer you much offensively. I hate when he takes outside jump shots, but he does that too much. He's not a good defensive player, and he doesn't get rebounds. It has really been a huge miss for Ohio State in the transfer portal, in the fact that bringing in Bradshaw, that was a huge miss for Okpara. That was bad.
And listen, you know me, I did not think Felix Okpara was a big loss. He gave us 6 points a game.
But it wasn't about the offense.
6 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 blocks, right? That's what he gave us last year. And listen, I'm looking at the stats right now. 7.4 points a game, 6.3 rebounds a game, 1.8 blocks. And I get what you're saying, and we thought Bradshaw was going to be the guy that gave you that production. Stewart's basically giving you what Felix Okpara would have give you.
He's not, though, because if you watch a Tennessee basketball game, Felix Okpara is so important in the defensive post that guys do not go down there. Like, he stops drives. Like, if you actually watch him play, he just affects the game. Whereas there's nobody who's going down low against Sean Stewart or Bradshaw and are nervous to go down low against those guys. But they aren't doing that against Okpara at Tennessee.
And maybe that's the case. Like, I haven't watched a ton of Tennessee this year. Felix Okpara wasn't that big of a loss to me. And maybe the defensive and affecting the shots is a little bit there. But
bigger loss than you think.
What's disappointing is that you're getting the effort from Aaron Bradshaw that you've been getting here. And he's shown, the thing that's frustrating is he's shown flashes. He had the Kentucky game, he had the Purdue game, and it's just not there consistently.
Okay, Bradshaw's been awful this year. Let's just put it like that. And then the other transfer in, Meechie Johnson, is just completely gone.
Who?
Right? Meechie.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know who that is.
Exactly. He's
guy?
gone. He's gone. And that's been terrible. And I know Micah has done some good things. He's had some good games. He had a really, really awful game against Michigan. Kind of shot, so poorly in that game until he hit a 3 late. But just the transfer portal has been a net negative when it seemed like it was going to be a positive this year.
614-821-9710. That is the number to call. Still 2 more segments to go here. The Fan Call-In Show. Show, and we have some dining credits to the ESPN Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino for some of our favorite calls. So again, 614-821-9710. Will and Greg, hang on the line. You are coming up next in 2 minutes on The Fan.
Winter is here and it is cold outside. As you enjoy the comforts of your home from the inside, let Newman Roofing protect your home from these harsh winter conditions. If you're noticing roofing, gutter, or siding issues, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmeldt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not...
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Those guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all?
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be me.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros, the pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Join Bobby Mack and Jody Shelley for the Inside Edge, a behind-the-scenes look at all things Blue Jackets.
Wednesday night at 7.
Your home for Jackets hockey, The Fan. Back to the show of the fans, by the fans, and for these crazy fans. The Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
It is the Fan Call-In Show. Thank you so much for you guys for calling in. We've been doing this for a little over a month now, right about a month. And, man, the phone lines have been jammed almost every Sunday for the whole hour. So we really appreciate all of you guys.
Most of you guys.
Yeah. All of them.
No, most of them.
We don't get mad because people
Smith,
are from
Smith,
our
Coltrane,
rival
whatever his name was. No, I'm just saying, I'm glad he won. I'm glad he called in. But still, it's a Beechcroft guy. Beechcroft guy.
Beechcroft guy. That's not nice, Tito.
I know,
you take that back, what you just said.
I take it back. Steve Ayers was the head coach of Beechcroft for a while. Football, Brookhaven guy. I know Brookhaven's no longer here, but don't. That's fine. You gave him the card on purpose, the gift card. You let him win. Sorry.
And by the way, that is the voice of
That's
our
fine.
one own Jeff Tito Thidoff. He will be hosting Fan Sports Sunday today from noon to 2:45 with national champion.
I want to know,
Tyvis Powell.
Why did we lose out? We got the half hour with Tito, and Tyvis is here in the other studio. Why is Tyvis not in here? And we got Tito instead. Come on.
I think because Tyvis is trying to set up a basketball Papa-Shot game with Cam that he's going to lose.
No, we love them both. We love Tito and Tyvis.
Well, we like Tyvis. Let's tap the brakes on the love
Listen, Tito,
thing.
we love having you here, but this is the fans show. So we've got to go back out to the fans here.
No more City League other than Brookhaven.
Will has been waiting for a long time. Will, good morning. You are on the Fan Call-In Show. What school are you representing? And I hope it's a City League team.
Don't say that.
It's the Newark Wildcats.
All right, I like that too.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Is that Quackenbush? Is that Quackenbush?
Coach Quack.
He dunked on Brookhaven in a tournament game one time. I don't like Jeff Quackenbush either. More disrespect. Hang up.
Will, go ahead.
Coach Quack's the best. We're getting ready for a good tournament run here starting Wednesday. But anyway, I want to... first of all, I love your show. It's the best show. It's my favorite show that I listen to every Sunday morning. You guys are great.
Thank you. We
My
appreciate
show's
that.
also Sunday morning, but go ahead.
Actually, it's at noon today. That's
I know
the
it's at
afternoon.
noon, but usually I'm just go ahead. That's fine. That's more. That's like double.
All right. Bring back Biddle.
We need to, right? Go ahead.
But I do want to just echo your opinion of Akpara. I mean, that's a glaring weakness that we're missing this year. I mean, Stewart plays all out. His hustle is unmatched, and Royal he plays taller than he is. I mean, he's a hustler, but we really need a big man, and also. I haven't been to the casino yet, but I'm going to take my wife for her birthday a week from Thursday. And I wondered if you guys were going to have a watch party for March Madness.
You know what, Will? That is a terrific question. We're going to hook you up with an ESPN Bet dining credit so you can join your wife out there. And, hey, we'll give you some money to pay for the awesome food out there at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Great question. We will be out there throughout March Madness. In fact, that opening weekend, I'm literally going to be living there. We are there all 4 days, Thursday through Sunday, and I think we're there a total of like 30 hours over the 4 days. So, yeah, tons of prizes and all that good stuff. But just real quickly, I want to talk, Tito, a little bit about OSU hoops, too, and the front court issues, because I believe that this team is a dangerous team if they were to get into the tournament based on their backcourt, right, with the experience that Thornton has. And obviously the shooting ability, and Micah, I think, is come along in a big way. But the real problem really is down low and rebounding. And Royal does some things that are really good, and Stewart's good. But, man, the lack of consistency on the boards is what's, I think, killing this team down the stretch here.
Savvy veteran moved by you to deflect the part about the hours you spent at the casino during March Madness because it's more than 30. I know you're there for 30 to get paid, but you're there more than 30. So that's okay.
That's Tuesday for Scott.
I just look at it. Look, honestly, I think he does spend 30 hours a day there. Nonetheless, yes, about Ohio State basketball. They've got the backcourt that can compete. They've got having Thornton there, a veteran guy. You've got Mobley, who's an outside shooter who can do it. When this team plays well, Scotty, it reminds me of the Michael Redd Scooney Penn team.
Yep.
Because you've got like a great point guard. You've got some shooters out there, like Mobley's one of them for sure. They don't have the Ken Johnson in the middle, which is what hurts.
Yep.
And I heard you guys talk earlier that dude from Beechcroft, I don't want to mention his name. But yes, the rebounding, though, with Bradshaw, I expected more from Bradshaw. You're 7'1", 7'2", whatever you are. You should get more rebounds than you're getting. And I love that Devin Royal does what he does. He should not be the leading rebounder. This team, though, if they can rebound, if they can defend the post, they're a dangerous team. It's just they haven't been able to do it consistently. And by the way, the women's team, when that guy talked about that also, that the women's team also, their big issue, and it's been this way for years, is rebounding. They can press the hell out of you. They'll do the 40 minutes of hell, Nolan Richardson, Arkansas defense. They will guard you baseline to baseline. But if you can't rebound, then you got to rebound them in Indiana. If you can't rebound, they got their butts kicked by UCLA because UCLA can rebound. If you can't rebound in the NCAA tournament on the men's or women's side, you're not going to have a deep run. This Ohio State team has the talent to do it on both men's and women's. It's just a question of executing it.
614-821-9710. That is the number to call in here for the fan call-in show.
Do I get the gift card for that?
We have no, you do not. But you get to be on with us this segment and then the next segment as well. And if you want to call in, you want to bash Tito, go ahead.
614-821-9710.
Nobody loves Tito, not even your wife. Let's go back out to the phone lines. And Greg, you've been holding for a while. Welcome to the fan call-in show.
Good morning, guys. I'm representing Hartley Hawks.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
I love the Hartley Hawks. I hated to see Brad Birchfield go, but been covering the Hawks since 2010.
Okay. All right. I really like, Ryan, your long shot pick on Clemson. I like your thinking on that. The only futures bet I've placed on college football so far is for Penn State to win it all. And here's my thinking on it. I found a couple of books that given 9-1. I thought that's a really good value. And the reasons
I did it, is their whole backfield is returning. And the real kicker was when that traitor Jim Knowles defected over to Penn State. I just thought that's a no-brainer. That's really good value there. But my real question is, if we just look at the SEC, who in that same type of thinking, who do you guys like? What jumps up to me is Nussmeier at LSU and Nico at Tennessee. Who do you like?
So I don't trust Brian Kelly in LSU. I really don't. So I can't get there. They'll put up crazy stats, right? And he'll be in the Heisman conversation, but I don't trust them to actually win a national championship with Brian Kelly, especially they tend to lose a game early, kind of get themselves back in it and then drop another one. As far as Penn State goes, it feels like their offseason to me is kind of like a poor man's Ohio State from last year, right? Where they're kind of going all in, and they're bringing guys back. They got a lot of guys coming back. They're making the moves as if this is the year that they're going all in. So I like what you're saying about the 9-1. There's still we sit here and we still think about James Franklin and winning the huge football game, right? And Drew Aller. We saw they had every opportunity last year in that semifinals to beat Notre Dame. Mm-hmm. Notre Dame was beat up at that point, should have put Notre Dame away, let Notre Dame stay in it, and lost that big game. And Drew Aller made some huge mistakes late in that game. That's why I still have a hard time with Penn State as a futures bet to win it all.
But you could say, though, that look objectively, and you and I cannot be objective. I don't care. Look, we can't. Okay. But Penn State's set up a lot like Ohio State was coming into this year, with guys coming back that should have gone to the draft, could have gone to the draft, that could have done it. And you got a coach who's like, oh, he can't win the big one. He can't do it. He can't beat Ohio State. He can't beat Michigan. He can't win the big games. And so there's a lot of similarities there. I'm with you on the fact that, though, it's Franklin, and we don't know about, but outside of Ohio State, people last year would have said the same thing about Ryan Day,
right,
coming into this year.
Yeah.
So I understand it's a smart bet if you can get at good odds Penn State winning the national championship. I still don't think they will, but it's a smart bet to do that.
And it's real, right, with Penn State. They have all the pieces coming back, an experienced quarterback, the 2 running backs. Right. They've got a lot of guys, but at Oregon, at UCLA. Not that UCLA is great, but that's a road trip, right? At Ohio State.
November 1st. Can't wait.
They've got a pretty tough schedule here. They don't get Michigan, which is nice for them.
Abdul Carter being gone from that defensive line, too. He was such a stud and such a crazy difference maker defensively for them. I think is going to be a big loss for them to replace. But yes, if you look across the board of these teams, there are flaws across the board of the top 5-6 teams
1,000%
in the betting odds.
And if you got them at 9-1 at ESPN Bet right now, they're 750 plus 750. Okay. So you got some good odds there. Here's one he mentioned SEC teams. And the SEC, I feel like, is wide open. Obviously, Georgia, we know they're going to be talented. Alabama's going to be talented. Texas is going to be talented. Sitting down there at 40-1, South Carolina, they have the returning quarterback in Sellers, who's really good, and Dylan Stewart is an absolute game wrecker for them at the defensive end, at the DN position. South Carolina, if you want to take a flyer in the SEC, I don't think that's a bad choice.
If a friend of yours from out of state, somebody who you have, I'm assuming you will have friends out of state. I could be reaching here, but nonetheless, if you have a friend from out of state and says, is Penn State a good bet? Would you say yes or no?
Be interesting
at 9-1.
At 9-1, would you say yes or no?
Yeah, I would say it's a good
you'd say
bet.
yes. What would you say?
It's probably worth a squeeze, right?
Okay, you would say yes. Now, are either one of you going to take Penn State to win the national championship in a bet?
Absolutely
now, you just told your friends it's a good bet.
Not.
I'm with you. I'm the same way. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. Will I do it? No.
Nope.
It's smart for you.
Listen, for those long shot bets, like I've already said this morning, Clemson's where I'm putting my money with Dabo. I have more faith in Dabo and Klubnik than I do.
Oh, that's a religious-based bet by you.
And I just keep coming back to the fact that, guys, these top teams are winning the championships as far as the betting odds go. And that's not shocking.
Next year's different, though, with these quarterbacks.
I get that, but if you were to look at the last 8 to 10 years in college football, it's all single-digit odds teams winning it.
I understand. This is a great conversation.
So a 20-1 is tough.
It's a great conversation to have. Brad, Roger, Dan, hang on the line. We will get to you coming up next. It's the final segment of the Fan Call-In Show on The Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Don't let life get in the way of what's most important. Visit shelterinsurance.com to learn more. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
We've lowered prices. You can save 15% or more on hundreds of items like Thomas Mini Bagels, Campbell's SpaghettiOs, and more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Bring the thrill of the stadium to your wallet with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the only checking account that rewards you for being a Crew fan. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron, look what I invented.
Jerry, you're wearing a cape.
Get Eco.
ECO.
What is it that you promise our customers, Aaron?
We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Do you know who does that, Aaron?
We do?
Superheroes do that, Aaron. Superheroes!
I'm guessing you make capes for everyone?
That's right. Every plumber, electrician, and HVAC technician. But I'm not done, Aaron. I'm not done.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Now I'm inventing jetpacks so we can fly to the rescue like proper superheroes. Now say your line again.
We come through for you when you need us to?
No, say it like this. We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Jerry.
Yeah, Aaron?
How about we put those capes in the closet until you get the jetpacks perfected?
We'll look right when we take flight.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from classic 3-cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big with a $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Common Man and T-Bone are known for many things. And while great radio ain't one of them, shoving food down their gullets is their specialty. Join Man and Bone for Fat Boy Food Tip.
Live at 3 or on the podcast.
Your home for fat. The Fan.
For the Blue Jackets, the magic happens on the ice. But for Blue Jackets fans looking for an amazing getaway, the real Florida magic is here in Central Florida's Polk County. From the natural beauty of Bok Tower Gardens, to the all-ages fun at Legoland Florida Resort, to the chance to do some luxurious glamping on a working dude ranch, it's all here. Even better, it's all just minutes from other area theme parks, too. Discover everything we offer and plan your trip to see the real Florida at visitcentralflorida.com today.
At AAA, it's our policy to look on the plus side, and AAA Plus members tend to take the same view. Take Martin. Last Monday, his coffee surprised him with an extra 10 degrees of Fahrenheit. It was just the jolt of energy he needed. Later, when he walked into a door, he was happy to provide entertainment for his coworkers.
I'm okay.
And when his car battery took early retirement, he knew expert roadside assistance was only a call away.
Hello, AAA.
Become a AAA Plus member and experience peace of mind on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey folks, Austin Ward here, thinking I did something spectacular dropping 50 pounds, but then Steve pops in and dropped a whopping 150 pounds with Awaken 180 weight loss.
I got started because I was sick and tired of just being sick and tired all the time, wanted more from life, and I knew that at my size, I wasn't being who I could be, who I want to be for not only myself, but for my wife. And I just like, something has got to change and it's got to start soon. I mean, the program is so easy. Everything is really written down for you on your first day. Having someone there to help you and also keep you accountable, just having that someone to talk to, and even the fact that Awaken 180 offers free maintenance for life is amazing, because our lives change on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And sometimes you need help figuring it out, because keeping the weight off is a lifetime commitment.
A lifetime commitment is what you'll receive with Awaken 180. More than 50 pounds to lose like I did, or over 100 pounds like Steve, Awaken 180 can get you there and keep you there. Free support for life online at awaken180weightloss.com.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Ever want to be a radio star?
It's all about the radio.
Or at least hear your voice on the air?
The radio's all yours now.
This is the show for you. This is the Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Yes, you are the radio star on this show. It is the Fan Call-In Show. Final segment of the Fan Call-In Show for this week, and who knows? If you do so good with your calls, maybe we'll have you be the guy that replaces Tito. Brad, you have been holding the longest. Ooh. You are on line number 2. Good morning, Brad. Welcome to the Fan Call-In Show.
Yeah, good morning to you guys as well.
What school you representing today, Brad?
You know what? I'm going to throw mad support out to all those local schools. How's that sound to cover everything?
I love it.
All righty then.
What do you got for us, Brad?
You know, I got an idea or a topic you guys might be into. So with the Stadium Series coming up, first of all, I was going to ask what you guys think the Blue Jackets are going to come out dressed as. And also, I really think in order for this to become a big memory, lasting experience, it was so hard to get, they got to validate this thing and get a win. They got to.
Brad, it's a great call. They have already released the Stadium Series jerseys, so you can go on like bluejackets.com and see those jerseys. You can go to like NHL Shop. You can buy those jerseys. So they are already out there. The team actually practiced in them the other day. I think a win obviously would be great. I don't think that validates this thing because I think it's going to be so cool seeing them playing in the shoe. But these things are always awesome. I remember the Lake Placid one a couple years ago, Fenway Park, obviously, all of that. So I think this is a home run regardless. But a win would be great because you're playing the Detroit Red Wings, and you're tied with them right now in the playoffs.
So I hosted a little event yesterday for the station where we gave away tickets to the Stadium Series, and I love the buzz around town. We had so many people show up, and so many people showed up in Blue Jacket gear. One person actually showed up in a Detroit Red Wings jersey, and the Blue Jacket fans that were there were booing and yelling at us for showing up.
I hope we know if his blood was red.
And it was fantastic, though, the excitement for this thing on Saturday. And just a reminder, you, Ryan Baker, are going to be part of the pregame show that's out there. We're going to be doing
5 hours,
noon to 5 next Saturday. We're going to be at the Riverwatch Towers out there on Lane Avenue. Huge tailgate out there. So, yeah, I love the buzz for this thing.
Should be fun time next Saturday. Roger, you're up next on the Fan Call-In Show. Good morning, Roger.
Yeah. Good morning. Listen, let me turn my radio down here. If I had press credentials, the first question I would ask Niebler is, what's the glaring weakness on your basketball team? Just to see what he said. You guys have already talked about it. I think it's obvious. We haven't had a good center at Ohio State since Chad Thadmata's first couple of years. Odin. Felix was decent. Felix is gone. There's been no development with this. I'm sorry, he's not Russian, Serbian or Bosnian guy.
Ivan Ugovan.
It's so frustrating to me that they're not developing the guy that they have. And you look at the other basketball teams all across the country. You look at Michigan with 2 big men. You just see Duke last night. Every team in the country that's decent's got guys 6'10", 6'9", 6'11", 7-footers. I don't know if Diebler understands this, and I know it's unfair because he's just getting started. But that's what I want to see from the Ohio State program, and develop this guy. Do you guys know how raw he is? How long has he been in the country? Did he play high school ball here in the United States? Because all they do with him is bring him in and set screens at the top of the key. That's it. I'll let you talk.
Yeah, so I appreciate the call. And real quick on Ivan. Ivan has a really good future here as a center at Ohio State. I really, truly believe that. He was brought in very, very, very late. Like, we're talking late summer into the program. And the thought was that he wouldn't even play at all this year, right? But look, Bradshaw has been an absolute struggle for Ohio State. And so they've tried to kind of piece together Ivan. Another name, Austin Parks. People thought he was going to come in and be a little bit of an answer down low. He ain't the answer. I've seen him play enough to know that guy's not going to give significant minutes for Ohio State hoops. And as far as they haven't had a big man successful, they've recruited some big guys. Paro was a highly rated guy. Costa Kufos back in the day was a highly rated guy. BJ Mullins was a highly rated
NBA guys, both those guys.
Unfortunately, as a whole, it just has not worked out. Right, there was another guy. So Amir Williams is another guy back in the day that didn't work out. You're right. They're striking out with big guys. Bradshaw, though, highly rated. Thought he was going to come in.
McDonald's guy, right?
McDonald's All-American, yeah. But as far as Ivan goes, he will develop. He will be a good player here eventually.
And then, Dan, we're going to get to you in our final minute here. You're the last caller on the Fan Call-In Show. Good morning, Dan.
Hi, how are you doing?
We're doing good.
I got two things. I'll just throw them out there, and then you can talk about it. But one thing I just didn't hear much talk about. I feel like the Buckeyes took their foot off the gas pedal a little bit against Notre Dame. If there's any other coach other than Marcus Freeman, I feel like we would have stepped on their head, But and then the other thing I wanted to talk about was the difference between golf and baseball, where the guys down there in a baseball field, all they hear, it's almost like white noise, right? They don't really, you can't really pick up on a conversation. But in golf, you can kind of hear a conversation because the people are like 15 feet from you. So to me, that's the big difference there.
And that was us talking earlier about golf hitting a stationary target, in baseball, guys hitting a 100-mile-an-hour fastball with people yelling and screaming. Dan, I love your talk about the gas pedal and the Notre Dame issue. That's something that's been a Ryan Day thing. Like, he doesn't blow anyone out, so that's not surprising here. We have got to go, but Tito and Tyvis, you guys are up next. You have a big guest coming up right at the top of the show.
Mike Eruzione he scored the game-winning goal against Russia, Miracle on Ice. If you weren't old enough, like if you were around my age, you saw it. But if you weren't, you saw Miracle the movie. And if you were even younger than that, you may have seen him at the final of the Four Nations tournament, one out there with the Giant Rodgers. We're going to talk to him first. Yeah, start off right at the top of the hour.
So keep it locked right here on the Fan all day. Fan Sports Sunday coming up next. Then the Buckeyes and UCLA after that 2:45, 3:45 tip right here on the Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Factory direct is really pretty simple. The factory sells it directly to the consumer. I mean, we build it. There's nothing that anybody else does. We have stations where everybody touches the window. Everyone sees what's going on. So if there's an issue, we catch it as it's going down the line. That's probably the biggest thing, is the ability to make sure what goes out the door is what I want to go out the door.
Visit Rosati Windows by the end of this month and get 35% off all windows and doors.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here from my friends at High Bank Distillery Co., located right here in Columbus. Introducing their newest product, 614 Vodka, Ohio's house vodka. Perfect to make a drink at home or try when you're out at your favorite local restaurant. Learn more at 614vodka.com.
Winter's here, and as the snow begins to pile up outside, you might find yourself dreaming of warmer days, sunshine, barbecues, fishing, maybe even thinking about those home projects you've been putting off for forever. Why wait for spring to start planning? Now's the perfect time to get ahead. With so many roofing, gutter, and siding companies out there, it can feel overwhelming to know where to begin. With over 30 years of experience and a focus on every detail, Newman Roofing makes it simple. As a family-owned business, they're dedicated to delivering an outstanding customer experience from your first phone call all the way through to the final touches on your home. When it comes to roofing, gutters, and siding, trust the name that's been a local favorite for decades, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.